These are the average expenses of a solo general practitioner in the United States of America. Staff salaries are 30.3%. And that's all in. What it takes to have a dental team in your office, doctors, from CE, from today's courses, through uniform, through bonuses, you name it. All in to have a dental team, 30.3%. Lab is 7.2, dental supplies 6.1, rent and mortgage 5.7 and 5.4. Now I understand you don't have a rent and a mortgage. I get that. But whichever you do have, that's the national average. Office supplies are 2%, and my total overhead is 65.6%. Now, the ADA surveys are always 2 to 3 years behind. And I like to use their surveys because I can speak from the ADA numbers. So I really believe that 65% is a whole lot closer to 70% in today's economic environment. Fixed expenses remain the same no matter how much dentistry is produced. Variable expenses do go up or down depending on how much dentistry is produced. So, examples of fixed expenses would be team, rent, mortgage, phone, utilities. Examples of variables would be the lab, supplies, and office supplies. So, variable expenses, it's not always bad, doctors, when your accountant says to you, you spent more money this year on dental supplies and lab. That's not always bad. That's right, it should be a good thing, right? As long as my variable, as long as my percentage stayed the same. If you think about it, if you own an automobile, which I'm sure everybody in the room does, if you have a payment on your automobile, think of the payment on your automobile as a fixed cost, right? And maybe insurance for your car is a fixed cost. Variables are going to be what? Gasoline, oil changes, that kind of stuff. So if you're going to take your cars, you got your regular commutes here in New York, and you spend about $200 a month or whatever the number is in gasoline, and you get X amount of oil changes a year. That's your variable expenses. But guess what? If over this holiday week, over the holiday season coming up, you decide you're going to drive to Florida to visit your aunt or grandmother, you're going to use a lot more gasoline, right? You're going to have maybe more oil changes, and more variable wear and tear on the car, right? But did your car payment go up? Did your automobile insurance go up? It's the same in the practices, fixed and variable expenses. That's how it works. The reason that's so important is because of this. After the fixed costs are covered, every dollar of production and collections generate drops 80 to 84 cents to the bottom line. You have some colleagues out there that would actually pay a dental assistant $20 an hour to try to shop and save every penny they can on a can of Carbican. You're taking the most expensive part of your overhead, 30+% on average, and applying it to a maintenance item that's been 6 to 6.5% forever. It doesn't work. There are so many more things we could all concentrate to increase productivity and profitability in the practice besides shopping for dental supplies or office supplies or beating your lab up to go to China. Back to that point, I said it doesn't matter for that. The average practice, like I said, gross is $600,000. Now, can I just round that to 6? I know I just told you 6.1, but let's just say it's 6%. It's $36,000 that you're going to spend in dental supplies. If you could get a 10% savings, I don't believe you can, but if you could, you'd save $3,600. That would lower that to 5.4%. So what if we turned it the other way around? What if I could take $600,000, right? What if I could increase this production by 5%? That's $30,000. Now, if I'm your dental supply representative, which slide do you want me working on for your practice? You want me to save you 10% on dental supplies and lower your overhead 0.6%? I know I talk fast, but 0.6%? Or would you like me to find a way without you working any harder to increase your production, 5% or $30,000? Of which $25,000 that's going to head in your pocket because all you got to do is buy more Carbican and cotton rolls to grow the business. Or look at it like this. My gross production is $600,000, overhead 65.6. If I could reduce my overall office overhead by 5 points, there's my $30,000 again.